story in every bottle.
Cheers.
Hey!
Look at this. Cheers.
Cheers.
It goes
Cheers.
clunk. There's no like nice
Yeah,
no
it's
clunk.
the same effect.
sound.
That's because these are solo recyclable
These are plastic.
cups.
These are
plastic
recyclable plastic.
recyclable
So these
cups.
aren't really plastic. These are made from cellulose, from
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool.
So
But where are we?
hello. We're in the garden.
Oh,
Out
Lord.
and about in the world.
Can you believe it? It's been
A year.
a whole year since we started this garden, and here we are back again to celebrate with you the opening of our garden. We opened this weekend for the first time, as we did last year on Memorial Day weekend, and the garden is going to be open for the next 6 months or thereabouts. And so we thought we'd do our broadcast from the garden so that we can share,
Plus, we could have a slushie.
and then we can have a slushie, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Before we get there, I wanted to remind everybody who, if you're joining us for the first time, no, it's over here. If you're joining us for the first time, right below Marika is a subscribe button on YouTube, and somewhere on your Facebook page there's a little bell. If you subscribe to our Facebook and our YouTube channels, every time we go live, you'll get a notification that Hermit Woods is going live, and you'll get to join our broadcast. We go live every Monday, as many of you know, at 5:30. And talk about various subjects, and sometimes we go off-site to, like we are
Like
today,
today.
the garden, and
This is quasi offsite.
quasi, yeah,
It's on
kind of
farm.
on-site.
This is another one of our sites.
Over there.
Yeah. So, but also we go live, like last week after our show, we went live on the sailboat out on the
That was
lake. So, so if you want to learn about what we're doing and join us for our live broadcasts, please subscribe. Either way, if you're joining us today, let us know. And you do that by putting your name, saying hello with your name in the comments. And then we'll know, that you're joining us today.
I saw another group last weekend. Hadn't seen them for a while. They're club members, and they were coming around the winery and talking. And they said, "Oh, we love your Monday broadcasts." And I'm like, "Well, you never said hi."
Well, they may
say
watch
hi.
it. They might watch it after.
Maybe they're watching later.
They watch it later. Because
Okay.
these things stay on
Yeah.
Facebook and on YouTube
I think there
forever.
are a lot of people that just want to be on the passive sort of format, which is totally fine too.
Sure.
I mean, I'm glad that more people are seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you are here, let us know you're here, because we want to say hello. And if you have questions, hit us up. Hit the
Yes,
questions.
let me know.
Marika's going to be diligently
Who do
plugging
we
away.
have on today?
The usuals, definitely. Matt and Lynn are here.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, guys.
For
Lynn.
sure. Christina's joined us. Priscilla's joined us. My mom has joined.
Excellent.
Doug Beltran is on. Suzanne Chinook is on. So we've got a crowd.
Nice.
I sent my mom a message last night saying she should come be a part of our live audience. She doesn't have as much of a drive as some of our other regulars. So I was telling her
that'd
to
be
come
good.
any week that she wanted to come. But
Oh,
She
yeah.
could be enjoying a $1 slushie right now.
she could. She was concerned about the traffic getting home afterwards,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
which is fair. But some other week we might have her in the background.
I think Priscilla's waiting for the sailboat ride too.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be
Because she
fun.
came on when we were live last time.
We got to do that.
Yeah.
We absolutely have to
Yeah.
do that. We got to go live from the
Couple
sailboat.
love that.
We got to bring the whole live audience
Sure.
down to Chuck's camp to go sailing. So
we offer this
it'll
up
be-
while Chuck isn't here.
yeah,
That's
sure.
good.
It'll be limited seating. So when we do this, you guys got to jump right on it, because we're gonna take names.
How
And,
many people
and
can you fit on that sailboat?
I don't know. We'll ask Chuck.
Well, you could take a couple. You could go out and back.
Around.
But it'd be better if we fit everybody.
Oh no, we're getting everybody in.
We'll get it real low,
Yeah.
close to the water line.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
yeah. All right. So anyway, I think I covered all the particulars. If you do like what we're doing, like the broadcast, please share it with your friends and family, or people you think might enjoy what we're talking about. That's always helpful. Let's help spread the word so we get more people joining in. And And if you're anywhere near downtown Meredith, we're offering $1 slushie while the broadcast is live. So you have exactly 42 minutes to come down and grab $1 slushie if you're watching from Meredith. So slushies, let's start with that. What the heck? What is a wine slushie?
Well, this is really weird because, it's very enjoyable because it's a hot day, nice evening. There's a little breeze. And I haven't experienced a brain freeze like I experienced a few minutes ago since I was a teenager.
You got to be careful with a
Slurpee
slushie.
from 7-Eleven. And I just got this and slurped in a bunch of it and then got a good old brain freeze.
Painful, isn't it?
It's painful. But
so much
this is
more
fantastic.
quality.
So this is one of my favorite wines, but I never have it like this. This is Red Scare as a slushie, which is really amazing.
But it's really good.
I
Isn't it?
know, it's really
I
good.
think the Red Scare is my favorite.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so. Me too.
What I love about the Red Scare slushie is that unlike the others that we'll get to, it still tastes like wine.
Right. You get all
Which
this
is
wine,
kinda
the
cool.
oak,
Yeah.
the alcohol, the aromatic components come through retronasally.
Yeah.
Still,
yeah.
it's still
It's not the
definitely
same
sweeter.
as like the crab apple's got that great fruity, fresh taste.
Heirloom crabapple slushie
There's
right
the crab
here.
apple right
Mhm.
there.
What do you got, Marika?
So it's not as pretty because I've been mixing it, but I did the 50-50 split, which is gorgeous when you first pour it because you get the parfait style.
So it
you know.
looks good, but does it
It
taste
tastes
good?
good too. For a lot of people, it's good because you get the balance of the slightly drier
little
Red
sweet.
Scare and then a little bit of the sweet from the crab apple. I think the tartness of the crab apple is pretty potent, and sometimes it's a bit too tart for some folks. So it's nice having the.
Now, do you like an
counterbalance.
exactly 50-50 ratio, or have you explored
I think
different
Says the
ratios? I'm
blender
just
himself.
thinking
That's true.
about
I think I'd
the
probably have to
ultimate
explore.
slushy blend.
Yeah.
You got to dial it in to where the crab apple
My
doesn't
perfect.
overpower the Red Scare
Yeah.
doesn't overpower it, and then you end up with this super sublime slushy
I have to-
nirvana.
I'll have to have a few
Slushy
more.
Nirvana. I hope
Slushy
Chuck is
Nirvana.
watching to hear that. I really do. Chuck, did you hear that? Ken just said slushy Nirvana.
I'm still working
He's-
on the brain freeze. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to avoid the brain freeze. I want this in my mouth, but
When
I don't want a
you
brain
get
freeze.
practice at it, you
I
get
have to
pretty good.
practice again.
It's worse when it starts to melt and it goes to liquid
Yeah.
form, and then you feel like you can take a bigger gulp of it, and that's what it really
Yeah,
hurts.
yeah.
Yeah.
So before we go any more about slushies, and I want to tell the backstory on the slushies, but I just want
That
to
would be
thank Marika. She brought some
Look at
some
this fancy board. we have
wonderful-
Oh,
today.
it's so fancy.
charcuterie board here, and
It's
it's
a
great.
picnic
It's
place. This
a
is
picnic.
casual.
So we got some nice toasted. What is this? The peasant bread,
Peddler.
Yeah.
and we have some
Copa.
copa. That
Salami from Fortuna's.
is
Fortuna.
so
It
delicious.
is really good. Yeah.
Thank you, Fortuna, for making such great meats. If you don't know, you've probably heard because we talk about them all the time. But Fortuna Sausage out of Vermont, they have a little shop in
Yeah, we
in
stopped
Manchester.
there on our way to EWE.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Manchester, right? What's the town?
Sandgate.
No, the town. No, their shop is in that little town.
Oh.
I think it's Manchester.
I think Manchester.
Manchester, Vermont, little town, little shop, all the meats.
Cool little town.
And it's a cool little town. So if you're in Vermont, you should check this shop out and pick up some meats of your own. Their other address is their warehouse where they do the shipping.
Okay, yeah.
So, and what's this cheese? This is
That I think is the 5 Generations cheddar from also from Vermont.
5 generations. So this is not Grafton. This is a
no,
new.
no different.
Yeah, we haven't been able. The Grafton is not discontinued, but they had horrible supply issues.
And this isn't Harmon's.
no. This is 5 Generations.
5 generations, and
Yep.
then they're out of Vermont as well.
Mhm.
Wow,
They have
nice.
There's a lot of
Wild.
cheese made in Vermont.
There is.
So that's just a plug for the deli and some of the cool things we're getting out of there. And we're on our summer menu for the deli. If anybody doesn't know, it's on the website. If you go to the deli menu,
And this
you
is
can see.
compostable as well.
And that's compostable. We care about the environment
I
here.
know.
We got solar panels on our roof.
I know.
Right?
It's a very good thing.
So let's get some backstory here. So about 5 years ago.
But you can tell the slushy story.
Yeah, why not? What other story should we tell? 5 years ago.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Chuck, I hope you're flying somewhere with headphones on so you can hear
Chuck
this.
is on.
Oh, good. Hey, Chuck.
Chuck is
I
on.
hope you
Very
heard
good.
what Ken had to say. Ask him if he did. So 5 years ago at the EWE that we go to every year in March,
We saw one. of those
I learned
machines.
about slushy machines, and and I proposed the concept. It seems like everybody in the world was getting slushies, and I proposed that we get a slushie for the winery.
Chuck and I said,
No way, not a chance in hell are we getting a slushie machine at the winery. My wine's not going into a slushie. And you know what? Honestly, I kind of agree with you, you know.
no, you must have, because otherwise you would.
Yeah, I would have pushed for it.
I
would have pushed for it. I didn't.
It. I mean, it was, it's a big uphill battle to get people to take fruit wine seriously.
Exactly.
It's a big battle.
Yeah.
Everybody has that same paradigm. We all do. I do. You do.
Yeah.
You think fruit wine, you think fruity wine.
So you walk into our winery,
Right.
and the first thing you see is our fruit wine in a sugary slushie.
And you go, oh,
here we are. Yet another
Disneyland of wine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So thank you for putting your foot down on that and steering us in the right direction. That's why we have a partnership, because we each have our ability to sort of steer the ship in the right direction.
Plus,
And,
it was 2 against 1.
But then it was 2 against 1. I didn't have a prayer.
And Chuck is this. He says, "But you're in the garden.
We're in the
wine.
garden. So
Well, now it's different.
So last year, when we acquired this property, we decided that we're going to have a beer and wine garden, which is much more casual. We're outside. We're under the umbrellas on picnic tables.
We got the cornhole.
Cornhole game. Yeah, this is a very casual environment. So we thought, how perfect. The slushy machine's not going to be in the winery, and it wasn't. So even over the winter, we put that slushy machine away. We didn't bring it into the winery. Who wants to drink slushies in the winter anyway? Lots of people, but not at Hermit Woods. Only in the garden.
It's a garden thing.
It's a garden thing. So, and it actually, you know what? Honestly, I did not think that I was going to be a fan. I really didn't think. I don't tend to like sweet things.
Yeah.
I just did not think I was going to enjoy a slushie, but I knew our guests would. So I thought it would be a good thing. And lo and behold, on a hot summer day, I really
nice.
like.
I mean, especially
slushy.
something like crabapple, because we'll pour that over ice anyway, the wine itself,
Sure.
and just drink it over ice.
And the other thing is I always talk about this is like an ice cream with benefits.
Oh, so at the new EWE a few months ago,
Uh-oh.
Chuck and I are walking around looking. We all kind of spread out, or sometimes we go together in groups, and it's a big trade show. You walk through. There's also, seminars and talks, slideshows that are given, so you learn different things. So we're wandering around looking at all this cool equipment that we want to buy, but we can't afford, and we'd love to have that. Or we look at new bottles. Years ago we found that bottle for our rosé that worked out really well. And Bob came running over to Chuck and I went, "Guys, you got to try this. Try this." And it was wine ice cream.
Oh my God, it was good.
He's like, "This is the third one I've had. You got to try it."
It was so
and
good.
it was really good. But so we're looking at that machine and we're thinking to ourselves, that's another nice thing to have here outdoors and all that stuff. But at the same time, we have a lot of families that walk through here.
The poor kids.
And the kids would come over and mom and dad would have to explain that, no, sorry, you can't have this ice cream. This is adult ice cream.
They already have to explain that with the slushies, and the kids are sad.
Yeah, no, it would really be torture, kid torture if we.
So we did talk you out of the ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Plus it was like 20 grand.
Yeah, no, it's.
It was really expensive.
I think what we would do before ice cream is get a second slushie machine so we can do 3 flavors of wine slushies and 1 kid slushie.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, except there may be another use for this property someday.
That's true.
It's possible, but we're not talking about that today.
Wow.
No, we're talking about
Almost.
Almost, but
Almost.
not. No.
So that was the story. And I have to disclose, and I can disclose this to all of you out there, because you know us, you know this format. And Matt, especially another lover of Red Scare, I honestly would never take perfectly good Red Scare and turn it into slushy. Just saying. So this actually is not 100% perfect Red Scare. So and this happens in all wineries at all places. You take wine, ferment that wine, you put it into barrels. And during the barrel aging process, you're entertaining oxygen, you're working with this small vessel, And some barrels will taste exceptionally better than the rest, and other barrels might not taste quite as good. And I had one barrel a year ago that didn't taste as good as the others. And I didn't want to include it. I did bench trials trying to take 1/8 of this barrel with the other 7 barrels to see what it would taste like. And it diminished the quality of the batch of Red Scare. So I didn't want to diminish the quality of our Red Scare.
Of course not.
So I bottle up the 7 barrels as our Red Scare. But I have this other barrel. What do I do with it? And it's like, how about a slushie? And so we tried it, and it tastes fantastic.
It still tastes like Red Scare.
And I think it's that combination of the ice and the material, the sweeter components that you add to it, all of those slightly off characteristics that you might pick up. And I'm very discerning when it comes into it. So some people may not even notice the slight degradation of the wine, but it was one of those things where it made a slightly inferior product. So anyway, this is a great way of working with that wine.
Yeah, but to go in a little deeper on that, I remember we had a meeting where me and Chuck and you and Noah, I think, was there, and we all sat around and we tasted the wine, and we were trying to decide, should we include this barrel in the batch or not? Because there was a possibility we were going to do it. It was, but being the perfectionists that we all are, we said, why take a what was, I think, one of your best Red Scares ever, and take it down a notch by adding something that we're not as happy with. So, but the reasons that we're not happy with it are not an issue at all for a slushie. You can't even taste that tastes delicious.
Yeah. So it's a great way. It's a great way of working with the wine. A very good wine that could be used another way. Yeah. And enjoyed another way.
So I have to ask you. You have to be brutally honest. Do you like it?
I do like it. That's why I got a damn brain freeze. I do like it.
Did you hear that, Chuck?
It doesn't.
He likes it.
I do like it.
I don't know. Where's Chuck on it? Does he like these? Does he have one?
I don't know. I mean, wait till we put Dolgo in here. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Dolgo right on ice.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
So yeah,
so Chuck should have one of those.
We've done a lot of our wines. We've done Red Scare. We did Petite Blue. We did Crabapple. I think we did
strawberry rhubarb.
One strawberry rhubarb. And
that was
it was
amazing.
Almost too good, but we've run out of strawberry rhubarb in bottles, so I think we decided.
So here's what I try to do.
In a way.
Instead of going to the expense and the materials of bottling our stuff and then opening up 5 bottles and pouring them into the machine, I like to take the wine straight off a tank.
Sure. Yep.
So this Crabapple is coming straight off a tank. This is coming straight out of a tank. I also have available a tank of rosé, a tank of strawberry rhubarb.
How long is that strawberry rhubarb going to be in tank?
Oh, another couple of months.
We need to get some strawberry rhubarb out here. That was amazing last year.
So
and
this
if it's
is
in
fun.
tank,
so
that's fun.
It's in tank because then I can just drain it off.
Yeah.
Bring it over here and mix it up. So we'll change the flavors up.
Oh, all the time.
Every week or two, and
the one that surprised me the most was elderberry. We did some elderberry.
That tasted great.
It wasn't my favorite. I think I liked the Red Scare more, but
it's still good.
I didn't think elderberry would work, and
I have an elderberry Red Scare blend in a tank that got a little tainted in a barrel. That's destined for the slushy machine this summer.
Good.
We also
did. That's going to be a fun blend.
We did the cranberry cider too at one point.
Yep.
And that was interesting because it was just slightly carbonated. So, but once you put it in the machine and it stirs it all up,
turns it up, you don't know.
Carbonation went away anyway, and that was really good.
I do have cranberry cider as well. Mm-hmm. We can do that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask too. Travis was sending me pictures a couple days ago of other places doing wine slushies and making it, patriotic theme for Memorial Day weekend.
A red, white, and blue thing.
And do a red, white, and blue. And, Lake House White is one of our more expensive products. But I was wondering, anytime if you have
we could do spring in session. We could do 3 honey. Oh, what about a 3 honey slushie? Oh, is Geraldine on? That's going to be.
The trouble is we only have 2 compartments, so we couldn't do a red, white, and blue.
Well, as this grows, as this becomes
blue straws.
Next Memorial Day.
4th of July. So I'm thinking we need a white. We need a white to do for 4th of July, and then we'll do a red.
Look, it's really supply and demand. If it gets really popular, we could just get another machine.
I said that.
Run 4 flavors.
I can't even believe
Think
I'm
of
hearing
the
this.
rainbows.
I can't even believe I'm hearing this. Chuck, do you hear this? Chuck, are you listening? Did you
yeah.
hear what Ken just said? Another slushy machine. They actually have singles.
Or just get
Geraldine
another
agrees.
double.
Yeah, Geraldine thinks a 3 honey slushie would be pretty good.
Don't you think?
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
wow.
there she is.
Geraldine's on board.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow, that just changes the whole game. I'll put an order in tomorrow.
Yeah, you could sit out here.
Matt requests some 10 gallons of Red Scare to put in his VW camper tank instead of water.
That would be a barrel. He wants a barrel.
Well, no, if he's got a 10-gallon reservoir, the problem is, Matt, how that reservoir, when it empties in your camper,
He does say he has plenty of argon. I don't know
that
if
might
that's-
work
I
to
don't know
top
if
the
that's making it
headspace.
possible.
He's already thinking about that. But if he could line it with a bag that collapsed, like a wine in a box, is in a bag, so that the air doesn't get on the wine. That's how it works in that box. It's at your refrigerator that you keep.
Well, they actually have, I think you can get those systems for home. You can I
Like
think.
a bag
You
of
can
vodka.
buy the bags. Like you can buy, like for those purses that we sell, you can buy replacement bags.
Oh, you know what? This is off topic, but you know how our variable capacity tanks have challenges sometimes with lids and the rest of it? Well, VJ, the guy that invented the Go fermenter,
Yeah.
the thing in the back, he's invented a bag to go in a variable capacity tank. You throw away the lid, and the bag just shrinks, and it never gets any air on it. I've got to talk to him. It's a really good idea because it was a single-use bag. You throw it in the tank. You still use the walls of the tank to hold it.
Do you pump the bag up or with
You
air?
have a little sample tap right on the top. It just goes. It's really cool.
Oh, the bag goes in the tank,
The bag goes in the tank,
and you put the wine in the bag.
and you put the wine in the bag, and you get rid of the lid. It's really a good idea.
Yeah, but what about we've always? Well, we have to have this conversation at
No,
another
it's
time.
a technical issue that we'll
a
talk
technical
about.
issue, yeah.
But we just saw it. Noah forwarded it to me. Hey, have you seen this? And then I told him I knew the guy because of the Go fermenter. But anyway, that's another good idea. But we never would have discovered oxidizing Northern Berry Red.
Speaking of,
Just say it.
Brooke has story to say, and she says Northern Berry is a slushy, and that was my other favorite.
We did have one of those,
do
didn't we?
Yes.
Honeyberry last year.
Yes.
I do not have Northern Berry in a tank anymore, so
We could probably, on a special occasion, do a batch.
sure.
We got the bottles.
Yeah.
It's not ideal to open bottles, but we could make it work. So that's the deal on the slushies, and they're going to be available. So tell everybody what the hours of the garden is.
So for now, probably till about the end of June, we'll be open Friday evenings, sort of happy hour 4 to 7 or so.
So this will open up around 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
4 to 7.
Yeah, enough people, get out of work, come have a slushie or beer after work. And then Saturdays from 11 or noon to 7. And then that transition's really nice. So you can come have your slushie and then head over across the street to
So
piano
tell me
music.
about the timing of the piano music
It
relative
times
to the garden.
Just right. So the garden will close at 7, and then piano music starts at 7 over at the winery. So here's sort of the,
That's perfect.
and then
Sunday till
on
6?
Sunday until 6 o'clock. So same hours as the winery.
And when do we open up 6 days a week?
That'll probably be beginning of July. Once things really pick up during the week. For most of June, people are still, kids are still in school.
Yeah.
It gets busier, but it doesn't really pick up till the end of June. So then we'll probably be open every Tuesday through Sunday. And that's when Joe, the barbecue truck, so we'll have to go into more details about that, but he takes Mondays off. So we'll probably take Mondays off.
And will
here as
Pedals
well.
and Pours be here every day?
I
or
believe Aaron's here on just weekends. Maybe
Weekends.
Fridays, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Maybe Thursday through Sunday eventually.
So that's the good segue. So let's talk about, the garden is where we sell Hermit Woods beer and
Hermit Woods beer? Is that what you just said?
Wow.
Oh, that was a good one.
Hermit Woods wine.
We've got our wine slushies.
Oh, I like the sound of that one, Bob.
And it's a smaller wine list
Does
over
sound
here.
good, doesn't
It
it?
does sound pretty good.
But currently we sell all of our favorite local craft beer,
Yes.
just
So-
like we do at the winery.
Yeah.
So we, all of our favorite Stone Face and
Face,
Twin
Twin
Barns and Concord Craft and Northwoods, and
Kettlehead.
Kettlehead.
Yeah.
Yes, special place in Marika's heart for Kettlehead.
But
So
there's what else we got? Northwoods, Lithermans we've got some
Oh.
oat, we've got some shillings.
Right.
Moat, Chili's, the big bangers.
Great.
These are the
They're
best
great
breweries.
beers.
It's
They're great beers.
so awesome. We got some great. Not this, they're all great, but you can only carry so many.
Mhm.
So
And
Enrica
if there
does a nice
are-
job mixing it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there are recommendations and interests by you all out there of certain breweries that you've been to in the state of
Yeah.
New Hampshire that you'd like to have here, and we'd love to support them and bring others in. I mean, you go around tasting different beers, and then
All the time,
if
yeah.
we can grab them, we bring them in.
Yeah, I've discovered a few that I brought back to you that we should have. I don't know if we've had a chance to get them in yet, but
Yeah.
there's lots of great choices in New Hampshire. I think we have over 100 breweries in this state. And we only sell beer from New Hampshire craft
Them
brewers.
rules.
Why not, right? We're a small wine producer here in New Hampshire. Why not support our friends in the
Our
beer business?
Brewer friends. Yep.
So,
So yeah, we've got several. We have we go through a few different distributors for some of the beers, and then we have a few other breweries that we have direct relationships
Direct.
with the brewery, and they deliver to us. That's
Yeah.
what we do with Twin Barns, Pipe Dream, and Kettlehead are direct to the brewery.
and the wine that we carry here in the garden is just a few brands. We don't carry all of the wines that we have in the deli, right?
We carry the ones that seem a little more suited to the garden in a way.
The more
So
popular ones.
and the summery things. We have, all of our cold. We have, the Winnie Rosé, Strawberry Rhubarb, Heirloom Crabapple, Northern Berry, Lake House White, and Petite Blue, and the Cranberry Hard Cider.
And we also have Wild Blue.
And Wild Blue, yes.
Right.
Oh, good.
We have
Yes.
Wild
Yes,
Blue
we do have Wild Blue over here only by the full carafe.
Right now,
So-
I bet during the summer when it really
could
gets cranking,
probably,
we can
yeah.
probably do it by the glass.
Yeah, it's tough. As many of you know, a lot of our sparkling wines we
We like
We
to do
don't
a full
often
full
offer-
craft.
by the
Right.
glass just because, if we didn't finish off that bottle that day, it goes flat. So we ask, we have people get it by the full carafe, but full carafe of Wild Blue is,
Well, you don't have to do a craft here too. You can serve the whole bottle.
but no, we can't get the bottle.
Yes. Here you can. Here you can, because we don't have competition for bottle sales here.
But I poured it out for them.
Oh, but that's right. You could just open the bottle and hand it with a couple cups on it.
Yeah.
They can take back to the table.
We don't have crafts
that's right.
out here.
It's
They're just
casual
gonna
out
break.
here.
Crafts will just break.
It's
No,
because
we don't have. I don't bring the glass crafts over here. I pour it into the cups and
Oh,
then have
okay.
them come up for a refill.
Oh,
if they need
sure.
it.
That's
That's
fine.
safer.
I see.
That
Yeah.
works. But we can give them the bottle because
we can give them
the
the bottle.
reason we can't give a bottle,
It's because
all
it's not
restaurants
retail
can give a
over there.
bottle, but because we're both selling retail bottles and deli
In our
bottles,
shop.
it's
We have
too
to separate it.
confusing. So the commission asks us to separate them. But over here, we don't sell retail bottles, so we can give them a bottle.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so we do have Wild Blue over here too, which is
Now, is the Petite Blue in can over here? Or
no,
is it
just bottles.
in the bottle?
Yeah,
So you
the
pour
bottles.
glass.
So we have wine, as we just discussed. We have the wonderful craft beverages. We have the slushies that we're drinking now. I'm about to get myself another one.
Yeah, I think we're about
And
to refills.
yeah, and then what else do we have in the garden?
We have music playing.
We have music, so you come enjoy some nice. We have a blues station playing right now, so you enjoy some music while you're here. And on weekends, on some weekends, we haven't put a schedule together yet, but come July and August, we're going to put some live entertainment
Yeah,
out
you
here.
had that last year.
You had it
That was
last year,
great.
It
yeah.
got rained out most weekends.
We did
Yes,
have
it
some
did.
trouble on Sundays. Happened to be days that it was Sundays last year because we have music going on over there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right. So
we got a
Sunday,
live event out here in the evening
like
in the
3
sunshine.
to 6 is what I think.
3 to 6. Okay. Yeah.
And we will have Dobbins. I'm drawing a blank on her first name,
Okay.
but Dobbins, who is the daughter of the former owner of 62 Main Street,
That's fun.
has played on the 4th of July at this location
Yeah, she's
every
done
year.
a concert out here.
Yeah.
And people used to sit on the walls and hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she will be, I haven't worked out the details, but I'm 99% sure she's going to be doing a concert for us on the
That'll
4th
be
of July,
so great.
right
Carry on the
here
same tradition.
in the garden. Yeah, it's really great.
Right.
So we do have one show definitely booked, but we'll be bringing other shows. Come July and August, that's when we're going to start entertainment in the garden. So you got entertainment. You got, as you can see behind me, we got picnic tables and umbrellas, so you can enjoy the nice outdoors when it's when
and
the
often
weather's good.
got the Adirondack chairs out there.
And
That's
Adirondack
nice.
chairs,
We've
very
got-
casual.
We've got cornhole. We had a
Cornhole.
gorgeous cornhole set made for us by what's his name? Ed? A local.
It's a local guy who makes
that
cornhole
makes
sets.
gorgeous cornhole sets.
Yep.
And he made us a custom Hermit Woods cornhole set, beautiful wood with the snail
Right.
on it. So those are fun. You can play cornhole.
You got to hit the snail
But
on the head.
We're missing food.
Oh, we're not missing
We are not
food.
We got food.
So last year, if you remember the garden, we had this food trailer called Angry Hog barbecue. Joe and his now wife last year they weren't married. They're married this year.
Okay. I was thinking she was just his girlfriend last year.
Yeah, and she was, but they just got married, and they brought their Angry Hog trailer back this year. And I got to tell you, I've had barbecue, all over the country, and I personally think that Joe's barbecue is as good as any barbecue I've had anywhere. It's
I had a brisket.
really good.
I had a brisket sandwich today.
Oh, I'm waiting for that.
It was fantastic.
That is
It
the
was fantastic.
best sandwich I've ever had in my
It
life.
was fantastic.
Oh, good. He's got those back. I was wondering if he was bringing them back.
Yeah, he kept a limited menu for
Yeah,
this
but I
weekend to
see
start
he
off, but
had
they'll
a
have
pulled
much more.
pork and he had a Texas brisket sandwich.
And barbecue is better than anybody. I mean, you've had barbecue down
not
south
really,
a lot,
but
you've done a lot of
been around a
barbecue.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, and
He's got good
yeah,
sides.
it's
He's mac
good.
and cheese. He's got cornbread. He's got slaw.
beans.
baked beans.
He did a barbecue Sunday.
What?
Last year, where you've got barbecue and coleslaw and pickles and like sort of a stack in a little cup. It was
Really?
fantastic. Yeah. So I had one of those last year.
Wow.
It's like
and
a
he's got
taco
some-
salad type of thing.
He's got
or
different sauces too. So if you want it to be a little spicier,
I've
you
seen
can
that.
choose
He's
your
had those
sauce.
different
He's
levels and types of
got some
hot
different
sauce.
stuff there. The other thing that it's not hit or miss, but he doesn't make very often. But if you're ever here when he's got his jalapeno poppers,
Oh,
I don't remember
yeah,
what he calls
yeah.
them. I was asking about them all the time last summer.
Are they
I only ended up getting them once.
fried breaded?
So he takes the jalapeno and stuffs it with a cheesy, cream cheesy mix, and then wraps it in bacon and then smokes that.
What?
We gotta have some
He
of
calls
those.
them like hog bombs or something.
Yeah.
They are incredible, out of this world.
Wow.
He doesn't make them all the time because
Wow.
they're a lot of work and they take a long time
I
in the
bet.
smoker, but they are worth it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I didn't have one last year.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
I didn't even know.
So here's the best part and the worst.
Bob, it's about 4 or 5 steps over to the machine,
I'm thinking it's time.
and you can
It's
just
the-
get yourself some more.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
That's right.
Oh, look, Marika's
Table
got
service.
Yes, table service.
Got it.
What would you like, Bob?
I'm gonna have a 50-50.
50? All right.
Try it.
Are you sure exactly 50-50?
Parfait style. Or are you going for a blend?
You
60-40?
you go. You decide.
You just had one, so you know which one overpowers the other.
So actually, that she
So
just
tell me a little bit about your vision for this space and changes that you have thought about that you'd like to do that may or may not happen. What I know you got some things here going, a lot of like what we had last year, but do you have other things kind of twirling around in your
Thank
head
you,
that
Bert.
you'd like to do here?
actually, if we can do what we did last year and do it well, that's really what I'd like to do. I don't have a new vision. I think it was a great space last year. It's great music.
Yeah,
And-
no complaints at all. It's awesome. But I'm sometimes you pull something out of the left field.
I never know. That could still happen. But I don't want to leave the food truck conversation before we talk about one of our favorites,
Petals and Pours.
Pours and Petals.
Pours and Petals, sorry.
Pours and Petals. Again, last year, Pours and Petals actually started her business here.
Her birthday was yesterday. One year anniversary.
Wow.
She opened Memorial Day weekend with her truck here.
Yeah, she launched her business, Pours and Petals, and it's a cool little, if you haven't seen it,
is awesome.
you got to see it. It's a cool little
They're
50s,
vintage.
50s or 60s travel trailer that she and her partner and one of our employees, Randy,
Yeah.
tore into, and they gutted it and they turned it into
They did a great job.
they
It's really
did a
great
fantastic
looking little
job,
trailer.
and they wrapped it to give it some, instead of painting it, they wrapped it, so it gives us this really nice, it looks brand new, and so she came up with this concept, Pours and Petals. So she actually sets up a little flower stand on Main Street, and you can come and get flowers here in the garden in the mornings, and like you said, Fridays, maybe Saturdays and Sundays here in the garden, you get flowers, and then she does coffee, lemonade, iced tea.
Really good.
Flavored lemonade. And her flowers she gets from a farm in Guilford, I believe. So it's a
Oh, I wondered
local
where
farm
they came from.
that
Yeah.
gets her flowers. And yeah, the lemonade, she has, some different flavored syrups. It's nice fresh lemonade with some different flavored syrups, and then she has fresh fruit and herbs, so you can do strawberry mint. You've got real strawberries and fresh mint leaves in there. And yeah, fantastic mixes.
Wow.
She's been adding new flavors. She has a fuller menu and delicious cold brew. And she's been expanding a food menu as well. So some simple things, baked goods. She sometimes gets cider donuts from a local bakery, and then little parfaits, salads.
Get some cookies
some
last
lighter
year.
fare.
Yeah.
That's where we learned about the spring roll cookies.
Oh yeah,
She had them here last year.
Yep.
That's right.
And that's her aunt.
Yeah.
Heather's her aunt.
We sell the spring roll cookies in the winery if you haven't been in lately, but that's where we learned about them is the Pours and Petals trailer. And she, what was I going to say?
It's just a good balance to what we offer here and what Joe offers at the barbecue.
It's
nice
really
to have,
nice. And she
complement
comes
each other.
earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
She comes at 9.
Because that makes
9 or 10,
sense too, because so much of it is, there's always a crowd out here early in the morning walking. And sometimes they have a cup of coffee with themselves, or they're some of the shops are opening up. It's a cooler, nice, quiet time of the morning. And having a little shop where you could get some fresh flowers or a cup of lemonade or something is really great. It's really nice.
And we also talked about there will be some days this summer that Angry Hog is not here and Pours and Petals is not here. So you have some line on a couple other food trucks that might be interested in pulling in?
Not many. I think there's a couple I've talked to. Last year we had a fantastic guy. Rory Black was here with his South African chicken sandwich. Oh my god! But Rory he sold his truck over the winter. So his equipment and moved on to other things. So he wasn't available. I was hoping to get the Beans and Greens as a taco truck, but they also weren't available Mondays. He said that might change, and so they would definitely be first on our list to try and get over here.
So yeah, because we need somebody on Monday.
Because I think we can't be open if we don't have food.
Right.
So
even if we sell food to go.
Yeah. No.
Even if we had bags of chips here.
No.
Popcorn machine.
Nope. You can try. You call.
Cans, cup of soup.
You call down there and ask them.
Pretzels, peanuts.
I want to bring up another subject Marika just mentioned when she got me my slushie. She mentioned full service, and I don't know if everybody knows yet.
They might not.
But the winery now is a full service restaurant, so you can come in and have sit down at a table, and you get a server, and you order your food. You don't have to go up to the counter anymore.
Right.
You don't have to make trips back and forth when you want a new drink. You just stay at your table and enjoy the patio or enjoy the deck, and you get full table service. So we're excited about that.
It makes so much sense. We started off with just a few seats, and so having a little counter where you ordered and then you brought your number back to your table made sense. But last year we went and added so many seats with the loft and the patio seating that it became chaotic. And we outgrew that model.
Yeah.
So now Marika and Bob and our team worked hard this spring and put it together where we have a full service format, which is really nice, totally appropriate to what's happened over there. And it's so nice because you just come in, you get greeted, you choose the place where you want to go sit, you're handed a menu, and away you go.
Yeah.
It's all taken care of.
It's great. It's really changed the game on piano night and all of our music nights. It's really great. People can come in and enjoy the piano. They don't have to go up and down the stairs. They can
just go up.
Just go up and sit down and enjoy.
Yeah.
So, talking about upstairs, I missed last Thursday night, but I heard it was quite a show.
Oh my God!
So tell me a little bit about that one, and tell me what's coming up on this one, because I know I'm not going to miss this coming Thursday.
Yeah, you'd be a fool. It's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
So, as some of you may know, most of you should know probably, but some new folks who just catching up with us, we just started our listening room series, which, if all goes well, will continue for the rest of our time here at Hermit Woods. We will be holding a premiere live performance of some of the best artists in the class of jazz, world music, folk, indie rock, possibly some classical. We're gonna mix it up.
And a comedy night here and then.
Yeah, that's different. That's very different. We don't want to confuse the listening series with the comedy.
You,
comedy happens on another night, but listening series is Thursday night.
Yep.
It is a listening room series. So anybody who wants to come to a show, please understand that during the featured act, we do ask that you not talk. We give you plenty of time to talk during the pre-show, where we have some wonderful pianists and guitarists that are coming to entertain us for about an hour and a half before the final act comes on, the featured act. And so you can come and get your meal, get your drinks, chat with your friends, get caught up with somebody, listen to piano or a guitar player. And then at 7:30, the featured act comes on. And we close the kitchen. And we actually
drinks keep going.
Not during the show. So you get your drinks right before the act comes on. We put a last call for drinks. And then at the intermission, at 8:15, we have another opportunity to get another drink for the second half of the show, which goes from 8:30 to 9:15.
Okay.
And we have some amazing, talented musicians coming. We have it on our website. You can see all of our shows all the way out till July 7th. And within the next couple of days, you're going to be able to see all of our shows all the way out to August. Yep. And we're going to try and keep that as up to date as possible. So go to our event page and you can see who's playing. But our first show was Wangari Ferrari, she hails from originally from Kenya. And she has this sort of African jazz thing going on and has an unbelievable voice. And she came with a guitar player and a bongo drum player. And
they were fantastic.
It was just
I love
amazing.
The interaction and her interaction with the crowd, with everybody there was so awesome, so warm, so engaging.
That was a great opener. And then
last week we had the Daniel Schachter Trio. And Daniel Schachter, she originally hails from Italy, and she studied at Berklee College and has since become a pretty well-known jazz musician in the Boston area, although she travels the world. She did a tour in Italy not too long ago. And she was here with she is now a full professor at Berklee. And she was here with two other professors of Berklee. One was playing the stand-up bass, and the other was playing the drums.
So these people know a little bit about music?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ken, we went to last year, a couple of years ago, we went to Smoke.
Yeah, I remember that.
Famous jazz club in downtown New York. Yep. And then we went to Minton's, another famous jazz club. And if you just close your eyes.
This was on par?
Oh, absolutely on par. This show.
Close your eyes, though. It looks so good too.
I just mean if you did close your eyes, you could imagine yourself
any premier jazz club.
In a premier jazz club in New York City, and you wouldn't mistake it for anything else. It was amazing. We invested heavily in a really beautiful sound system, and it's paid off. That sound system makes Wangari Fahari's voice just sing into the audience. Just beautiful clarity. And the same with the jazz trio last week.
What is this?
That's silly, I know.
It's a spoon.
That's my feeling about it. It's just silly. So, talking about the spoon on the only Marika,
I think, flip it over to
only one.
Get the rest
I know,
of the
it's
stuff
terrible.
Yeah, and there isn't a bad seat.
There's not a bad seat in the house.
You can see really well from everywhere, and the sound quality is incredible wherever you sit.
So you're gonna see artists that literally play some of the top venues for musics of their style and
also the Loft in Meredith.
And they're gonna play at the Loft, and literally there's you're gonna be within 20-25 feet, no matter which seat you're in, from some world-renowned artists. It's mind-blowing that this right here in Meredith we got this happening.
That was the goal. That was the plan.
Yeah,
and we're doing it
this Thursday. Great story.
Yeah, tell us the backstory about this again, because you've known the Ballroom Thieves for 10 years now?
12 years.
12 years.
12 years. So Martin Early is the founder of the Ballroom Thieves. And he's going to be here. It's going to be the Ballroom Thieves duo. It's Martin Early, who's on guitar and vocals, and Callie, his soon-to-be wife, but current bandmate, who plays the viola and also guitar and also sings. And their show is going to be a duo act. It'll be the two of them. They do also a show with, they have 2 or 3 other band members that play for some of their bigger theaters.
When we saw them in Portland,
Right.
they had a bigger set.
Right, we saw them at the Thompson Point with 3,000 people.
Oh yeah, no, they normally sell much bigger places
Yeah.
all over the country, and your connection
that's
and
why
everything brought them here.
I saw them on the list. I was like, how did we get the Ballroom Thieves?
Right.
So Bob, how?
Yeah.
So I met Martin 11 or 12 years ago. I was doing the advertising and marketing for the Balsams Grand Resort Hotel, and we came up with this idea that we wanted to recruit a what we called an embedded resorter. Social media was really starting to take hold around that time, and so we put a contest across the country to find somebody who wanted to come and be the voice of the Balsams for 2 months on social media. And Martin Early wrote this song and performed it on the rim of the Grand Canyon. And created a video of it and sent it in as his entry into the competition. Well, Martin won hands down.
Bet,
it was a no-brainer. He created a beautiful song written for the Balsams, and so we hired Martin to be the voice and the eyes, ears, and voice of the Balsams for 2 months. He stayed at this Grand Resort. It was a really sweet gig. I was a little jealous of Martin, but anyway, that's how I got to know Martin. And he was in a band at the time, and he actually was traveling the country with a band, another band, but with a member who remained with the Ballroom Thieves, but he called himself something different.
Okay.
And that's when he learned about it. His sister saw the social media post about it and sent him a link out in Nevada and said, "Martin, you should do this." And he did. He took a break from his tour and he wrote this song. It was great, and so he won hands down, and that's where I met him. And I have since followed him because I love his music. He's a very talented musician, and he a year or 2 after that created the Ballroom Thieves, which has then gone on to perform at venues all over the country. They just came back from a U.S. tour. They were out in Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Idaho. They played gigs all over the country. They play all over New England. They played at the Thompson Center. They played at the Capitol Center. They played a lot of the big venues around here. So I guess I called in a favor. I called him up and I said, "Martin, I'd like nothing more than to have you here." And he said,
"How many seats? How many thousand seats do you have?" He said, "I have 50.
50 seats." But he, I bet
he's into it.
I would
He's
think
into it.
A small group like that, it must be kind of nice on occasion.
It must be really
play
special.
a much more small, intimate venue like what we have here.
Yeah,
that is absolutely true.
Really nice.
That's one of the reasons we created the listening room. From the beginning, we realized that there's a need out there for artists who are looking for that exact thing, an opportunity to really play to an audience that's fully engaged, that is there really just to hear and appreciate the music, as opposed to being background music, or as opposed to being in a large venue where people are screaming and yelling and cheering. And I did actually see, I saw the Ballroom Thieves in sort of a rock and roll place where the audience was really rambunctious and loud and I love the shows. They put on an awesome show, but their voice and their nuance is so the cello and the
this
nuance
is going to be really special because
no one will be talking.
When's the last time they did a 50-seat venue?
I can't imagine. I don't know.
There are
Probably
several
a
artists
long time
that I love that I don't think I would want to see in a big venue.
These days, I wouldn't want to see any. The big venues are getting so hard. Me too, but it's harder and harder to really appreciate especially after you get an opportunity to have these amazing musicians come into our own backyard and play to us in these really intimate settings. I mean, when Gary was here and when the Daniela Schachter trio was here, during their performances, you couldn't hear a pin drop in the room. It was amazing. You couldn't hear a pin drop during their down notes. And so Thursday night, the duo will be here, and I hope you can get tickets. There's a few left on the internet. You can also get them at the door. The tickets are closed on the internet on Wednesday, and then we sell door tickets for any seats that might be available. But they're Thursday night. And then after that, go on our website. There's a long list going all the way out, like I said, to July 7th with all of the other talent that we'll be playing. And then, if you didn't know, every Friday and Saturday, we're doing piano night.
Yeah.
So we moved it back to accommodate, it's summer. People are staying out a little later on the boats.
It's so beautiful
So
out.
beautiful.
Late into the
Yeah,
evening.
so-
The sun
so-
doesn't go down till 8:30 or something. So
Yeah, I was gonna say on a night like if tonight was a Saturday on our schedule before, piano night would be over half over now,
Right.
and you don't want to be inside. Right
Too
now.
early,
It's
yeah.
It's too light out. You want to be doing things, so we pushed it
so
back.
7 o'clock, 7 to 9.
7 to
Is that right?
9.
Yeah.
So the winery stays open. We as of now we're planning on shutting down tastings still at 7 o'clock. If we find that there's a demand for it, we'll open them up again. But
Okay.
at that point in the evening, most of the people are out to just
Sure.
have food and drink and entertainment
Piano.
and piano. But people can still come in and join piano
That's great.
and things.
There's so much going on here. How do we keep up? How do you keep up?
We do it somehow.
We have a
I
great
feel like
team.
there were other things you were thinking more garden related. Oh, there are some town events too that the garden.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got the Meredith Street Dance is back again this
June
summer.
24th.
So that was something. It was on hold for a while.
Well, we didn't have a
COVID, or-
band, but No
But it's
Limits
back.
is going to
yeah,
be
but they did
playing.
one last year. It got rained out, but then they rescheduled. Right, last summer.
Yeah, we had it last fall.
Yep.
It was
Oh,
in
and
the beginning of
the
October.
fall. So this year, yeah, they're doing that end of June. We'll
End
have
of June
Meredith Street
24th,
Dance, and so the garden will be
6:30 to
open for that.
9:30.
Yep, and we've got both Ports of Petals and Angry Hogger
Are going to be here late.
planning on staying
Yeah.
late for that.
Nice.
And it's No Limits, which is the gentleman who used to run Fermentation Station
Steve.
out of our building before we bought
And
it.
his daughter Jess
Is the
working here.
is the bass player for No Limits. He's
I
going to
know.
be here. So
That's
it's
great.
Yeah, so that'll happen, and then I'm sure they'll do it the craft fair at some point later.
the craft fair will be the last weekend of August. It's
That's when
on.
they
They
close
closed
That's when
down.
they close the street. That's spread out through the
Yeah.
whole street
So
here.
yeah, garden will be open
That's
all
a
day
big
for
party
that.
all weekend.
Yeah,
Other-
there was a couple other things you mentioned too. I thought there was, maybe not. We've
those are-
we've
at least
covered a
the
lot.
street dance and the craft fair are the two sort of town events. There was a Memorial Day parade that from our patio or these picnic tables, we had one of the
The
greatest
best seats.
views. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was fantastic. So that was really fun. And actually mentioning that, Matt and Chuck both asked about the patio. You can almost see it, tucked back there between Bob and Kenny. Kind of.
That's right. We have a
Like a
brand
real
new
gorgeous
patio on top of all this
down
going
our
on.
lawn.
So for all of you who dined with us on our front lawn, our muddy,
On our
grassy, slopey
tippy.
front lawn, we've corrected that permanently.
Right.
We put in a really nice, beautifully well done granite lined patio right out in front,
Yeah.
and
It's really nice.
we're going to have, once we get all the seats for it, we'll have let's see, there's going to be 8 tables with average 4, so there'll be
So there's
32 seats on the patio, and then about 22 seats on the deck, which, another exciting announcement,
Yeah.
this fall we're going to put a porch roof on our deck.
That's
So
the plan.
now you can
That's the
enjoy
plan.
the outdoor seating during the
Well
rain.
into the fall, and even in the rain.
In the rain, yeah.
And we can push it. That would mean we can get heaters or things
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
We're going to have ceiling mounted
and
heaters.
that, and that will extend the outdoor seating, make it more of a sort of 3-season.
Possibly.
space.
we may
looked
want to
at
have
this.
fans in there too for the summertime,
We would, yes, absolutely.
right? You want to have the airflow,
Yes,
because it would get
it's
too
going to be too hot.
underneath the shed roof.
Fans,
up
good
there.
idea. And we went to Reckless in the winter in
Oh, yeah,
January,
remember that? Yep.
and they had a system that they used to enclose one of their porches,
Oh yeah, those,
It's like a
And
and they
plastic window.
served
We sat outside.
food year round on their porch. So maybe we'll do that someday.
yeah. So always things. I had a customer today that was sitting and eating and said something about, he came several years ago and just every time he comes back, something's changed. And it feels like that. You've been working here for the past 30
Always
years.
changing.
Sort of things are constantly
Never a dull
changing
moment.
and evolving, and you get one thing done and they're already moving on to the next, and it's
It's what we
exciting
do.
time. It's always an
What we do.
exciting
Exciting
time.
times, yeah. I think we need a break from excitement for a year or so, maybe though. Maybe
You
we.
think
What?
that I was gonna say it's you that's I feel like constantly.
Yeah.
Oh,
innovating
sure.
with this.
Put it on me. Blame it all on. That's true. It is me.
That's okay. That's good.
I can't help myself.
It's good.
You got to get while the getting's good.
That's right.
These are great things. These are great ideas. Why
Very
should
good.
we linger?
Gosh.
You only go around once. You
Right.
only
Go.
get one opportunity,
Pedal
one
to the
crack
metal.
at it, right? Let's do it.
Twist that throttle. Go,
So-
go, go.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the garden.
Okay.
Any questions from our audience out
Not
there
too
about
much,
all this
no.
stuff?
we've had several comments through that I featured on the way, and
Yep.
people are saying cheers. Priscilla won't be here next week, but she'll toast us 3 hours ahead.
We'll miss you,
I'll be in
Priscilla.
Idaho.
We'll miss you.
Priscilla recommends someone Seth Geiler for a future performance. So
Oh,
we'll
good.
get
That's a good idea too. We can
Yeah.
take
recommendations.
some
This is
ideas
fabulous.
from people, artists that they'd love to see play.
Shaka also recommends there's a couple places down in Portsmouth, Jimmy's Jazz and Blues.
Oh, I can't wait to go
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
If you haven't
great
seen
place.
there's a new jazz and blues club in downtown Portland. We got to make a trip down there
Let's go.
and see a show.
Let's go.
It's setting. I think it's setting the
It's not
standard.
on a Thursday night.
Right. I think it's going to set the standard for this. I mean, we're opening at a good time because they're bringing in some of the top internationally known jazz and blues musicians
Right.
to play there, and it's a bigger venue. There's 300 seats. It's going to be a little pricier to see a venue there, but you're going to see.
Well, maybe some of the artists that go
world-class.
there may be able to come up to our way.
That's my hope.
It's a possibility. It's another chance for them. They're already here.
Honestly, if things go as I would like them to, we are going to become known as for a venue of our size. We're going to become known as the best venue of this type in the Northeast. And that includes Boston.
That's the way
New
he does it.
York.
Shoot for
Yeah.
Saturn.
Absolutely.
Not even
That's
the
what
moon.
Chuck says. It's how Bob do.
It's how
That's
Bob
not
do.
You
about
damn
that?
right. Why else? Why do anything
I know.
less? Well, my great friend, 40 years ago, when I was driving across country, he said, "Better to shoot for the moon and hit the barn than trip over the fence, than shoot for the barn and trip over the fence trying to
Right.
shoot for the barn." So shoot for the moon, and we don't always make it, but we might. And the other thing is, Daniela Schefter said, she got up on the mic, and she was being genuine. I mean, she was obviously pitching the place and speaking well of us. But she said it was really cool. There was this pause. She said, "This has to be one of the best venues I've played at in New Hampshire." And she paused, and she said, "And I think in Boston too."
Nice.
Wow.
And it was very genuine. She was really,
It's really nicely appointed. It's a beautiful space. It feels good when you walk up there.
yeah.
Everybody that I bring up there, when they see it for the first time, they just are blown away, and it feels good. It's not one of those places where you walk into a museum building or some famous landmark, and it's like, wow, but it's also like, okay, I see that, but it's not a place where you want to just hang out. The Loft is a place where you're like, wow, I want to be in this space for a while. I want to hang out
It's
here.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really great.
So it's 6:30.
6:30. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good way to
Good.
close.
Excellent.
So I hope that all of you out there in the virtual world can make your way here. You heard the hours. If you're not sure of them, check with us or check on our website. We'll make sure to post it. And come on out. Join us at the Garden. Join us at one of the great shows on Thursday night if you can. Also, piano night, Fridays and Saturdays from 7 to 9. And if nothing else, just come out and
Well,
enjoy our
just
new
so
deck.
you know, if you're at home and you want to have a slushie to join with us, you can actually make your own slushies
Oh,
Yeah, do you have
from our
those?
wines at your house. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I've never tried this actually myself, but
I should
it
try
makes
it, yeah.
sense.
Yep.
It must
We
work.
sell the slush mix, so you can take this one and make it yourself. Whatever wine you choose.
It's actually pretty easy. I've done it, but the directions make it sound like it's super easy. So
Yeah. Now
So
you
what
throw
are we
it in a
doing next
Ziploc
week?
bag.
Hanging out. Facebook
Drinking.
Live.
drinking.
We're going to be drinking.
So cheers to next week, to drinking with you again.
I won't be
next
there, actually.
week.
Oh,
Well,
gonna
to
be in-
drinking with you
I'm
again
gonna
next
be-
week,
I'm
and
going to be
you.
in
we'll
Venice.
figure it out.
It's going to be rough.
Cheers, everybody.
All right, we'll see you all next week, hopefully, and
Good night, everyone.
if not
Thank you.
before.
I'm going to be